Welcome to Military Comebacks. Today's story is about courage, precision, and a legacy so rare it almost feels unreal. This is the account of a Marine sniper whose presence alone could shift the balance between fear and victory. The sun crept over the desert horizon, stretching light across an endless, lifeless expanse. Dust twisted through the air like ghostly smoke, and distant artillery rumbled across the land. In the middle of that unforgiving terrain, a Marine unit advanced toward a forward reconnaissance post, assigned a mission many believed bordered on impossible. The enemy was deeply entrenched, protected by layers of defense, and intelligence warned that even a single error could cost dozens of lives. Colonel Marcus Harland, known for his composure under fire and decades of experience, studied his team. The Marines stood firm, determination battling tension in their expressions. He had led countless operations, trained hundreds of soldiers, but something about this assignment weighed heavily in his instincts. "Colonel," a young officer said, interrupting his thoughts, "new intel suggests the target may relocate. Tonight, we'll need absolute precision. No room for mistakes." "Art." Harland gave a slow nod, then glanced toward a figure standing slightly apart from the rest. She was still nearly blending into the surroundings, her movements minimal and controlled. The unit respected her deeply, not for loud displays, but for her unmatched ability to stay unseen and strike only when necessary. She carried nothing extra, no ego, no wasted motion, just a rifle tailored to her frame and a mind honed. "Sharper than steel?" Harland stepped closer. "Call sign?" he asked evenly. She lifted her chin, meeting his gaze with a calm that unsettled even veterans. "Phantom 7, she said quietly. The name hit him like a shockwave. For a brief second, time seemed to pause. Reports, rumors, battlefield whispers, all of them resurfaced in his mind. Phantom 7. A name spoken softly in special operations circles. A sniper, many believed, was more myth than person. "Phantom 7, Harland repeated under his breath. "Yes, sir." He studied her, disbelief flickering. How had someone with that reputation ended up under his command? Stories claimed she had dismantled enemy networks alone, appearing and disappearing like a shadow. Yet here she stood, composed and undeniably human. The briefing was short, but intense. The enemy command center sat in the heart of a valley, guarded by artillery, snipers, and motion sensors. A direct assault would be suicide. They needed precision, someone who could dismantle the threat piece by piece without revealing their presence. Night swallowed the desert as the unit moved into position. Phantom 7 took a high ridge overlooking the compound. From there, her vision surpassed any drone, her reach more decisive than any machine. Hours drifted by. The desert lay still, broken only by faint engine noise and shifting sand. She remained motionless, fused with the terrain. Her rifle rested steady, scope aligned with the enemy command post. She calculated wind, distance, and even subtle vibrations. Beneath her, below, Harland watched through binoculars, tension tightening his chest. The enemy expected an attack. They just didn't know it would come from a ghost above. A high-ranking officer stepped out from a tent, guards at his side. Phantom 7 exhaled and fired. The shot was flawless. The officer collapsed instantly. The guards scattering in confusion, unable to grasp what had happened, target neutralized. She murmured. Harland clenched his jaw. He had anticipated skill, not this level of perfection. One by one, she removed key threats. Each shot chipped away at enemy morale. It felt as though the battlefield itself was haunted. As dawn approached, the mission had exceeded every expectation. Leadership targets were eliminated, artillery positions compromised, critical intelligence secured, all without a direct firefight. Then an unexpected patrol advanced into a position that threatened the entire unit. Phantom 7 tracked them. Silently, they moved with discipline, unaware of the lone sniper above. Her trigger work was swift and controlled. Each round struck true. Within minutes, the patrol was gone, never understanding where the threat came from. The desert quieted again. Harland climbed toward her position, compelled to see the aftermath. She was already packing her rifle with careful precision, her expression unchanged. "You're extraordinary," he said, awe breaking through his composure. "I've seen legends, nothing like this." She gave a slight nod. "Just doing my job, sir?" He shook his head. "So you're more than that. You're a force." Extraction came quickly. Phantom 7 faded into the background once more, leaving. Behind a battlefield reshaped by her presence, the enemy was shattered. Marines were safe. Back at base, Harlan led the debrief. Commendations were prepared, praise given, yet Phantom 7 was nowhere to be found. She had vanished again, leaving only results behind. He realized then that some warriors exist beyond recognition. They change history from the shadows. Weeks later, stories of that night spread. Enemy forces whispered about an unstoppable sniper who struck without warning and vanished without a trace. Among Marines, Phantom 7 became a symbol of discipline, precision, and quiet courage. Harlan often thought back to that night, her steady voice, her unwavering focus, the impossible, made real. She wasn't just a soldier. She represented the unseen strength that turns the tide when all seems lost. Her legacy didn't live in medals or statues, but in the lives saved and the stories shared in low voices by those who knew the truth. A single sniper, a silent force, a legend that never needed to be seen to be remembered.